Hello everyone, my name is Joy. So today, welcome to Live with Joy Hilda. So today I'll be talking about the most asked questions about what life is like in Portugal. So the shift in this different world, I'll be talking about it on this video. And so I'll be talking about what life is like for an average Nigerian, and then what it's like for me here in Portugal. So I'll be talking about 7 different topics, which is the water, the light, the security, the food, the job, the transportation, and then the weather. Because if you're trying to move here and you want to know about these things, you're going to be hearing it from the horse's mouth. So I'll be comparing it to Nigeria, and then you will know how it relates to you, or if it's something you want to just do with the information. Do whatever you want with the information. That's just what I'm going to say. So let's get straight right into our video. So we're starting in strong with the water. So for the water in Portugal, the water is not fresh water. I'm sorry to say it all. A lot of people will attack me on this, but that's the reality. Portuguese people should go and check their water. Of course, it's not even they should. They know they don't use fresh water. Unlike in Nigeria, they'll say, in some places there is no water, but in Nigeria and where I've lived, I've never come to understand that thing that Africa don't have water, because I had access to water, whether tap water, well water, or I've been to the stream, so I see abundance of water. So I'm like, hey, is this? I even lived close to a canal, not like very close, but my house behind 3 minutes walk, there's a canal close to my house. And in Nigeria, we dig our own water from the ground, from the source. We do that. I think they should not even be allowed to do that. So I'm going to talk about why this water, the difference on this water that I have noticed, and not just me, a lot of people are facing this problem. So prior to me moving to Portugal, I had a very clear skin. Look at my skin now. All the spots, all the pimples and breakouts, I did not have it. My skin was as clear as glass. Maybe I would drop a picture or a video of what my skin used to look like. I would add it to this video. So my skin was so clean. I did not have any spots on my face. This one is even better because it was worse. So when I moved to Portugal, the water affected me badly. My skin was breaking out and retaining spots. If I did not tell you this affected me mentally. I was so sad about this thing, but then what can I do? I've been seeking for solutions. And also another thing I noticed was the water was affecting my hair. I have dandruff. So us moving from a location that our water is fresh and good, and then you're using water now that is treated with chlorine to kill all microorganisms. Yes, they say the water is safe for drinking, but I don't drink the water because I don't like the taste. But aside that, the water is affecting my skin. So I know it's going to take time for me and my skin to adjust, but we are here for the battle. So then I'll be talking about the lights. Everybody know that in Nigeria we don't have lights, and that's true, very true. So speaking on this is very, very embarrassing, because many countries have moved from, in fact this is not even a story, but in Nigeria we are suffering real light issue. As of 2024, our national grid fell down 12 times. Yes, it happened. And national grid falling down, it would take 2-3 days. Even in 2024, there was a time for 6 weeks we did not have light. Everybody was running on generators, so noise was everywhere, air pollution, it was really bad. And then moving to Portugal, they have uninterrupted power supply. Yes, that's the reality. There is 24 hours stable electricity. Even if there will be any power outage, it will be within a particular area, and they will give information. Probably they will even tell you there will not be light for 4 hours, and before that 4 hours they will have the issue fixed, or the lights might not even go off. So that's one of the good things I love about moving away from Nigeria. You will not see that kind of nowhere in Nigeria. Nowhere. Can you even believe that our Aso Rock where our presidential villa is, that they are going fully off grid. Like, they are now using solar. Sorry, Nigeria is an embarrassing country, but I still love my country. I don't know why. It's just something that ties you to your motherland. So another thing is, a lot of people have been asking me about the security in Portugal. I'm going to tell you for a fact that Portugal is very secure. Of course, you have to be personally security conscious, but it's not a place where you'll be scared of being robbed, like out of the blues. They don't have this law that anybody's allowed to use gun at any given point of time. Nigeria is not a safe country, because for me, when I moved here, I started walking around at night. By 11, 12, 1 a.m. I'm still outside in the night. In my country, I can never try it. Even if I want to do it, I'll be inside a car. Like, I'll be moving through a car. Or I don't even try it. I barely move out at night. Or even if I want to do it around 3 a.m. Yes, I've moved out around 3 or 2 or 4 a.m. But it's not safe. It's not something that I would do with my whole chest. I used to be scared. But here I am. The experience is different, because you see people moving out, young guys, young girls, and me too, I do that. So I move out with my legs and they walk out. So I used to walk around with my legs. I'll just go around, see places. It's not something that I did in Nigeria. You too, you have to like be personally security or safety conscious of where you are or what you're doing, because of course there are creeps everywhere, so you just have to be a little bit careful in that. I cannot tell you to just let all your guards down, but here it's actually safe. This country, Portugal, is actually safe. So for the food, before moving here, of course I got a lot of food stuff from my country, but then when I moved here, I noticed that Portugal have like a lot of food stuff that are actually similar to Nigeria. Yes, they have a lot of food that you can substitute as a Nigerian food. For Nigerians, we like our beans, we like our egusi. So I've seen like a melon that you can use to do egusi. We like our swallow. But Portugal has different things. Even Gary here said you don't even need to stress yourself. There is edi. If you like cocoyam, they have it here. So in terms of food, and food is actually cheap here. So you don't need to be worried about spending a lot or breaking. You can manage, if you're very, very economical, you can use 90 euros per month, or 100 or 120 or 150. So it depends on you. So the food is not expensive, and you can see a lot of food that you can substitute for Nigerian food. So the next one is the job market. Yes. The Portugal need to get to speak the language for you to be able to easily enter into the market. But if you can't speak the language, you need to have a very, 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 very marketable skill. Yes, so the job market for a non-Portuguese speaker is very, very competitive. Very, very competitive. So for that, or at least you need to be bilingual. Probably you know a little French or a little German. It's going to help you in searching for a job. But aside that, the job market, I don't really want to talk about it, because I don't really want to. The job market is very, very competitive, especially if you're into tech, or you're looking for a marketing job, or you are looking for profession, or you're into a specific industry. The job market is actually very competitive. If you can't speak Portuguese, there's abundance of jobs, but it's only for Portuguese speaker. And yes, the job market is crazy. You can see a job that you fit right into all their description, and they'll tell you, unfortunately, we are blah blah blah. Sorry to inform you. It's annoying. But yeah, that's just it. So the transportation, they have different means of transport and different transport companies that you can use to move interstates, and it's at a very cheap. It's not very cheap. It depends on when you book them. So transportation is not something you will spend heavily on. In Nigeria, transportation is very, very expensive. And I forgot to add that in Nigeria, for me as a Nigerian, looking for a job was not difficult for me. Not just me too. I had friends that looking for a job was not as hard as getting a job in Nigeria. In Nigeria, I was fortunate enough to get, within 1 month, I'll be able to get another job. If I leave one, within a month, I'll be able to get another job. Or before I even leave, I'll be able to secure another job. But here, I've been here for the past how many months, I've not been able to get the job. Ask me how I'm surviving. My beloved husband, God bless him. So he's been the one sponsoring everything. I eat, I wear, I literally everything. He sponsors every single thing. So shout out to my man. He's been doing a very, very, very good job. So yeah, transportation here compared to Nigeria is a little bit, it's not a little bit, it's different, because imagine I want to travel from one state to another. I was spending nothing less than 20k, 30k naira. But here you can move from interstates for as low as 7 euros. Yes, you can move to another state for as low as 7 euros. Depends on the distance and the hours, but for as low as 7 euros. And then also it depends on when you book it, because that's very important. So it's just like booking a flight. When you book closer to the day or closer to the time, it's more expensive. And then and also you can also book transport for as low as 2 euros. It's not joke. 2-3 euros for 3 hours journey. You book 3. I booked it for 3 euros, and I was so. I was like, what? This video is very, very long. So the last on my list is the weather. When I moved here, I think when I moved, it was the end of summer and the beginning, winter was about to start. What I'm going to say is that moving from a country that we experience 30-40 degrees, Portugal is very cold for me. Yeah, it was hard for me to adjust to my new. I would be shivering. The weather is cold, but if you're moving from a cold country to here, yeah, it's just going to be a little thing. Portugal can experience cold weather to as low as 4 degrees. Yeah, 3 degrees, 2 degrees, sometimes 0 degrees. But and it was very cold for me. But if you're moving from a country that is already minus 30, minus 40, this is just going to be very, very easy peasy for you. But yeah, the weather is cold during the winter and the weather is hot during the summer. So I can't wait to experience summer and look hot and look good and stop wearing a very, 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 very thick clothes. So we've come to the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be dropping more videos about what life is like in Portugal. So I think for my next topic, I'll be talking about having a Schengen visa and the opportunities you have with a Schengen visa. So bye guys, and yeah, my Portuguese is improving. So ciao, see you in Atamaya. See you in another of my videos. So bye.